is the name. Shiny hunting's my game. Gotta catch 'em all. Nothing's ever the same. With my trusty football, I'm always on the spree. No shiny can escape. They all come to me. Shiny after shiny, it's never enough. I'm on a quest, and it can get rough. From Pallet Town to Johto and beyond, I'm the shiny hunter, the bond is strong. I've caught 'em all, every shiny you can name. Kanto region, Johto region. I've conquered the game, Hefty is the king. The one who never quits, caught 'em twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks. I've conquered the game, Hefty's the king. The one who never quits, caught 'em twice, now that's the real deal. No tricks.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Saturday. Welcome on in. What's going on? Dragonic, Matt Snyder, Slowpoke, Loops, Kiro, Transition Maker. What's up, everybody? Good to see you all. I want to get the shiny today. Let's get going. How was everybody's week? Tell me what you got going on this past week, and I'll tell you what I got going on. That's how it works. No shiny on the first check. What even the heck is that? Community Day. It is Jingmo Community Day. How is it treating you so far, Slowpoke? Have you been finding some shinies? Yeah, Matthew, I want to hear all about it. How was the trip? Are you still on vacation? Are you home now? What's the dealio? Not shiny. 96th Shalfa. It was a Tentacruel. My goodness gracious. Dragonic, have you decided yet what your 100th is going to be? Do you know that far in advance what you're going to try and get for the 100th? Went on a little walk earlier. One shiny so far, very nice. Getting Star Wars Funko Pop. Which character? No, just playing it by ear. That's fair. Respect that. I was just curious. I remember. I don't know why, but I remember when I started shiny hunting. When I got 99 shinies, I for some reason thought it was going to be a big deal to decide what my 100th is going to be, and I decided on Dratini. Mandalorian with Grogu. Nice. Cute little old Gregor. Little Hundo Kyogre, nice. Got in last night. Jamaica was incredible. Shorter trip this time around since it was the first time you left your daughter in someone's care longer than a few hours. That makes sense. That's fair. I'm glad you had a good time. Lots of sun, beach, great food, relaxation. You got a nice tan now? I'm jealous. It rained all week here, Matthew. All week, and now we have a heat wave of 90+ degree weather for the next 5 days, followed by another 5 days of rain. So that's my life now. I did have something kind of exciting happen this week. More exciting, I think, for me than for you guys, but you know, it's my channel. I'm going to talk about it. Um, got notification from the cell phone provider that I was ready for an upgrade, so I got myself a new phone. and I got the old phone as the camera. So now I'm using a phone as a camera and a phone as a phone. So that's exciting. You eat food every day of the week. I'm very proud of you, Transition Maker. Played a ton of beach volleyball, lots of super homies and surprisingly good players. Was intense and a great workout. Dang, you're like all fit now. No shiny, no shiny. Oh, let's see what else. What else happened this week? I'll tell you what happened just now. Skull, my dear friend, celebrating the 29 months of membership. What's going on, Skull? Good to see you. Hope you've been well. Hope the family's good. Hope you've been just living the time of your life. Let's get some hype in the chat. One of our earliest subscribers, one of our earliest members. Doing well. I'm glad to hear that. It's always good to see you. Big Cheese Thrifts, good morning to you. Happy Saturday, twin. Let's talk about lawn care, because that's what everybody always wants to talk about on my channel for some reason. I mowed the lawn 2 weeks ago, and it rained every day since then. It's gotten so bad that Thursday when I got home, there was like an hour break. The sun came out, and it was nice and sunny and dry for about an hour until it started raining again. I had to get the weed whacker and just weed whack part of my lawn because I had weeds that were like knee high. So today I got to actually mow and get it all cleaned up and smoothed out. And to Georgia of Atlanta to the Waters White Water Park. Nice. I haven't been to a water park in years. I'd love to go to a water park. Got a shiny summer form deerling with the intellectual mark. Nice. Very smart deer. Back on the dino grind. 1858 and counting. Still going for the first one. Well, I'll tell you what, Matthew. Since you just came back from an incredible vacation, I would say that you can wait a little bit longer. I need to get this shiny first. And that's what I'm going to say. If you die because of some dumb slide, it's been fun. I appreciate that. You got to mow yesterday. Rain's been imagine. It's been terrible, Skull. It's been absolutely terrible. And today, no rain, not a cloud in sight. Oh, but it's going to be over 90 degrees. So that's going to be fun. I think 90 degrees, if I had to do some quick head math, I think 90 degrees is like somewhere around 30 Celsius. 50 likes before shiny. You think so, Transition Maker? Well, we're on our way, that's for sure. Community Day has 3 times catch XP and 2 times catch Stardust. Sweet. What's going on, Shinies? Thank you for the 29 months of membership. I don't know what that message means, though. But unfortunately, since it is a member flex, I feel like I'm required to read it. You can't spank a beat if the beat didn't do a lil. I don't know what that means, but I said it. I hope you're happy. You're gonna melt? I would too. Yeah, I only need one Jingma-O, one shiny Jingma-O, but I'm not sure how I'm doing on candy. I should check that. I probably need candy. Oh, I almost guarantee it's a trap. It's a trap. But, I mean, it is a member flex, so. Dr. Doolittle like beats? I don't know. Had the last one needed. Good job. Let's see here. Yeah, I only have 56 candies. So I'm going to need 125 minus 56 is like 70 something, 60 something. A 98% shiny Jangmo from the last Go Fest? That's ridiculous. You gotta dupe a Shalfa Floatzel. I don't even have one Shalfa Floatzel. It's like 80% hieroglyphics, 20% insanity. That sounds like a pretty spot on ratio. Shundo Hydreigon, just a dragon magnet. Dragon magnet. Yeah, maybe you should let her take over with the dino eggs. Slowpoke makes a good point. Did you say it was your late father's birthday? Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, you know what I'm trying to say. Um, I hope it wasn't too rough of a day for you, but I know you celebrated him the way you're supposed to. All right, 45% of you think that we're gonna get the shiny Aerodactyl first. You did. I know you did. Van Halen or Van Hagar? I got to go with Van Halen over Sammy Hagar. There is hope for humanity. Yes, there is. And really, my opinion on Sammy Hagar isn't so much based off of his time with Van Halen as it is based off of his time as a solo act. I mean, come on. Seriously? Seriously? That's one more opinion on Sammy Hagar than you have? Well, there you go, Shinies. Why hasn't this thing shown yet? We are so over odds. I'm starting to feel like, I don't know, Chem. Actually, I can't even make fun of Chem. Every single one of his hunts in Platinum has been under odds. I can't even make fun of him for having long hunts anymore. I don't even know who to make fun of now. Am I the one? Am I the one that has long hunts now? Is that what we've come to? On the Go Pass and Poke, you're ranked 90? Holy potatoes. I think I'm ranked like 16. That log had a hunt. You have long hunts. Yeah, but Kira, you have so many better things going for you than I do. You know, just being awesome and, an incredible person. You. Is that supposed to say you, Shinies? Pogestar, good morning. One of the rankers of Frigibax encounter, saving for GoFest for those boosted 164 odds. Ooh, that's a good point. Still trying to get the Charmander and Fire Red. You're going to get it, and it's going to be amazing. We're all going to celebrate. There's going to be pie. I didn't realize that's how it works, Matthew. So the rates on Pokemon from researches and stuff aren't based off of what was going on when the research became available. It's based off of when you actually do the encounter. I did not know that. Yeah, it's next weekend. Next weekend. And do we have a list yet? Matthew, we were talking about this yesterday. We desperately needed you in the chat. Is there any sort of quote unquote confirmed or official list of all the Pokemon that are going to be huntable next weekend? You save them all for GoFest just because? I mean, it makes sense. Probably you've done zero research. Well, get on it. What are you waiting for? What, you think you're still on vacation? Get to work. Waiting for Christmas. Jason Hammock, holy smokes, it's been a while, buddy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Rack that whip. God, Devo. It has been a while. 17 months. Thanks so much, buddy. Let's get some hype in the chat for Jason Hammock. Flexing 17 months on the or in the Poliwag party. Maybe overodds is a way the Gray Balancer. Yeah, this is what we're gonna have to do because I haven't updated the list in a while yet. I don't think I ever updated Latios and Latias. After this is all done, we're gonna take a look at the overall challenge and how many checks it took for each Pokemon, and see what our overall over odds were. Kiro, your Audi once won $50 on a scratcher. Sweet. We need to get more Audi messages. I thought 67 was going to be a lot. It lasted for about an hour. About Flabebe, obviously the Pikas with the different team colors, and costume Phalanx. What costume does the Phalanx have? Because I'm getting to the point, Matthew. I know you've probably been there for years, but I'm getting to the point where there's typically more event shiny Pokemon or more shiny boosted Pokemon that I already have than I don't already have. So I'm getting to the point where like I got to start looking at, whether it's even worth it. Like, am I going to spend $21 or $17 or however much it is to try and hunt like the costume Pikachu's, the costume Failings, and like three other things? Um, Jason, bottom switch, resetting and shield, and then top switch resetting and Ultra Sun. You actually did, Kiro? That was a truth fact about your Audi? First one you ever bought on your 18th birthday was $50? That's crazy. It's a literal train? Oh, that's cool. Can only be obtained by doing raids? Oh, well, then that's not going to happen. Spawn habitat listed up on Leak Duck right now for next weekend. Would you mind DMing that to me? Guys, I have no idea what you're saying. All right, Big Cheese. Have a good rest of your day, bud. Thank you, Matthew. Uh, Slowpoke, are you on the Discord? Because I'm not saying Matthew can't DM you, but it might be best if Matthew, if you just like drop that in the Discord too. Jangmo today was pretty good. Got an XXL shiny and two 3-star shinies. Good job, Mewtwo. I think we have a Pogo channel. Drop that all on the cord. Drop that till you get sore. I got no idea, shinies. I figure you're either purposefully quoting song lyrics you know I don't know, or you're having a stroke. Sir, game over. What's up? There is a hefty Discord, Slowpoke. There is indeed a hefty Discord. Slowpoke, are you on mobile right now? Why not both? It could be both. You're on PC? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, then there's the link. You can use the link right there that Matthew dropped. I was going to say, if anybody is on mobile and they want to join the Discord, I know you probably can't click on that link, but if you go to my channel and go to any previous live stream, it'll show up in the regular mode, not in shorts mode, and then in the description there's a link to Discord that you can click on. The guy, what's up? Happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well, bud. Thank you, Matthew. Let's take a look at this. Wish you had headphones so that you can sleep better. I can't sleep with headphones. I can't do it. It's too... I don't like them on my head. Like Gold 25, thank you, Dragonic. And thank you, everyone, for the likes. Please put a message. Nick's Nitpick channel. Yeah, he hasn't posted there in a while. Alright, let's see here. Shiny. Alright, so Carbink and the Frigiback line will be released as shiny for the first time. Yeah, that train conductor looks cool. Okay, there's the Dapper Pikachu. Incense encounters. Okay, Torkoal, Skiddo, Pachirisu. I actually need all three of those. Alright, so let's see here. Day-long encounters. Skarmory I need. Shieldon I need. Vullaby I need. Sorry guys, I just gotta check this real quick, otherwise it's gonna bother me. Alright. Numel, Gothita, Flabebe, Skrelp I need. And Carbink. I need Scraggy, Pancham, Meanfu. I need Muna, Elgium. Can't remember if I need Snover. And Frigibax. I need Gulpin. I need one more lol. Togetic. Okay, there's a decent amount. Oh, and then on Sunday, I need Galarian Farfetch'd, Cubone. Need one more Ralts. Alright, I think it will be worth it. I think it will be worth it for me to get the pass. You have one of those headaches that's on your eyebrow and the bright lights hurt more. Oh, yikes. I hate those, Kiro. Oh, Shinies, I know someone that has one of those things. They swear by it. They say that's awesome. The sleep mask that has the built-in headphones, they love it. Matthew, do we have a Pogo channel? What if I get the Shiny Mega Aerodactyl? If we get early enough on the stream, then we're going to go into Pokemon Violet and see if we can find some more shiny female Torchics. I have one. I need two more. Someone silly, what's going on? Good to see you. You need 11 Pokecoins for a Pokemon storage upgrade, but it's impossible to get them where you're at. Ah, dang it, Mewtwo. I hate that. Yeah, we need to get the shiny now. It's been enough time. We've suffered long enough. We need to get it. We've paid our penance for having so many under odds hunts. You got those for your wife? They're incredible. I just like I've tried to sleep with like headphones on before, or like I've, let's say, been listening to something with the headphones in and I've fallen asleep, and because like I'm a turner when I sleep. I'm a turner and I'm usually like a side sleeper too, and when my ear hits the pillow and I got headphones on, it bothers me. It wakes me up. I don't have a Pogo channel. Just throw it in the. You can just throw it in the general, I guess, Matthew. Shocks. I haven't heard of shocks. You wonder who found out the male Torchic had a spot? They had to get pretty close to check that out, didn't they? You need Torkoal and Pachirisu? Yeah, I do too. Most annoying Pokemon. Well, the first thing pops in my head is Veluza. That's a very annoying Pokemon. Yeah, Matthew, you could. I mean, it. You know. You know what, Matthew? You're a mod. You're a mod, Matthew. I trust your judgment. You put it where you think it's most appropriate. Sometimes I put things in the Discord in the wrong channel, and I get yelled at for putting them in the wrong channel. So wherever you think is best, I trust your judgment over mine. Posted in general. Okay. Oh yeah, thanks for sending that, Matthew. I definitely think now it's gonna be worth it to get the pass. There's definitely enough things that I need, and what's nice is there's few enough things that I need that I might actually be possible that I'm able to get all of them. Because already I'm gonna be cutting down the number of Pokemon I click on by like half. But if it was gonna be something like there's only one per hour that I need, then I'm not sure if it would have been worth it. Do you believe our Lord God Jesus, our Lord and Savior, is coming soon? Well, I typically don't get too much into religion and beliefs on the channel, but if that's what anyone thinks, then it's important to believe in something, right? It's definitely important to believe in something. GoFest in real live stream? Nah, probably not. I don't think I have a way to do that. Also, it would be boring. You just see me like slowly driving around in a car. Never been more on the fence about GoFest. You don't need those shinies really mean food, but it's a rare spawn during one of the habitat hours. You only need one. Exactly. It's like that's where I was afraid it was going to be for me, Matthew. Um, but I think I might have a reprieve for another hour or another year. Have you accepted God into your heart? I want to see you in heaven. I have a spiritual relationship with a higher power, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah, bottle caps are locked behind a paywall. That's pretty crazy. And then once you get the bottle cap, the Pokemon has to be at least is it a good buddy or a great buddy? And it then there's like tasks that you need to do as well. It doesn't seem worth it for at least for me, for someone who doesn't really care about battling that much. Keep accidentally sending unfinished messages. I do that sometimes. Especially on the keyboard, and especially if I want to do like what what is that, apostrophe, like an apostrophe or a quote, and my finger goes too far to the right and I hit enter. Give you any TV show or movie. Faulty Towers. I have no idea why that's the first show that popped into my head. Faulty Towers. Pikas and Phalanx are raid locked. Yeah, I'm not going to be getting those probably. I'll be lucky to just get a non-shiny of those. 14.99 on ticket for Global Glow Fest. Yeah, it's getting crazy, Dragonic, and this might be the last year I do it because there is still a decent amount of shinies I need, but this might be the last year. And I'm not even too concerned about Frigibacks because we all know that next June there's gonna be a Frigibacks Community Day. If you can collect fusion particles for the attack and defend doggos, you're not paying for this event. If you can get them without the ticket. Oh, Zacian and Zamazenta, right? I totally forgot those were even in this. Yeah, Caleb's still on this dang hunt. Hopefully today's gonna be the last day. I get your advice. Well, it depends on what it is. If it's Pokemon advice, I'll do my best. If it's like financial advice, you probably want to talk to somebody else. One bottle cap for your Detective Slowpoke. Well, I mean, that makes sense. One of these useless unwanted bottle caps where you could buy some water balls for $1, but I'll give you this one bottle cap for 50,000 Poké Dollars, right? It's crazy. You have a shiny sword doggo and Pogo? Lucky. I don't have either one. I did like 25 raids for Zacian and I didn't get a shiny, so I didn't even bother with Zamazenta, because if I did get a shiny Zamazenta, I'd be upset because I wouldn't have both. You want to switch to, and you think you want to get rid of your PC and get Switch 2 instead because you play Scarlet and Violet so bad. Well, I mean that's gonna be up to you, right? Personally, I have a Switch 2. The bottom game right now, the one playing Shield, is a Switch 2. I'm enjoying it. I mean, so far all I've really done is play Mario Kart World and done a little bit of Scarlet and Violet, and that's nice. I think it's definitely an upgrade to the Switch or the Switch OLED. I don't, I haven't seen yet how it's like groundbreaking. It feels like a upgraded Switch to me, which isn't a bad thing, but it doesn't, for me, it doesn't feel like a brand new console or anything yet. That might change as more games come out. But if you want to get a better quality playthrough of Scarlet and Violet, if you want to play it the way it was intended, that's what your main focus is, then yeah, I would say Switch 2 would be worth it. I mean, it is expensive though. Busy, what's going on? Good to see you. Punisher being the next Spider-Man movie? I did not hear that. Are we talking John Barenthal? Interesting. Punisher brand new day. So that tells me right away that, like I was expecting, they're pulling an Age of Ultron, where they're using the name of a comic book storyline, but not the plot. They're just using the name. You're on the grind for Lunala. I hope you get that soon, Jason. Matthew, I'm not judging anybody for getting the ball cap, and I think you get one for free. Or not free, but like, I think you get one with the pass. I think you do get one bottle cap with the pass, but I think past that, you gotta pay for them. Cornholio, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, he's coming back for the role. That's good. I enjoyed him in Daredevil Born Again. Disney Plus, Ironheart's coming. That's true. That's true. It is. I'll be interested to see what the reviews are for that. I'm not a huge fan of the character, so I'm not like super pumped about it, super excited about it. But I think the villain, at least one of the villains they have in it's kind of an interesting choice. So I'll be curious to see how it's received. Mirandry, what's going on? Good to see you. Yeah, bottle cap baloney. He has a Shondo, Galarian Meowth, and the other was a random shiny Spheal encounter during Community Day. It's crazy. It's way too cringe. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Ironheart personally. Um, I can't even say they've done a bad adaptation of Ironheart, like in Wakanda Forever. I can't say it was a bad adaptation of the character. The character itself doesn't really excite me too much. Give you a number 1 to 1,000, 742. Here's a Shundo Purified Carvana from the second Sierra of that rotation. Whoa. I don't have any Shundos, not a single Shundo. I do have like 4 or 5 Hundos, including one of the event Rayquazas, which is pretty awesome, but I've never gotten a Shundo. Today will be a good community day? I hope so. How many Jingmos do you need, Busy? See, Dragonic, you and me, buddy. You and me. No Shundos. Sticking together. Shundo as Elf? That's pretty cool. If I had a Shundo, it'd be pretty awesome to have a Shundo Legendary. Literally only did a raid for Dex Injury and it ended up being a Shundo. That's crazy. I am a part of the Galarian Birds Club, though. That's well, not shiny Galarian, but just regular Galarian. I do have all 3 regular Galarian birds. Oh yeah, someone's silly. They're talking about 100% IV shinies. You need 3? Hope you get them Dragonic. Busy, you'll be happy with a couple. So I just looked. I already have 2 from last year's Go Fest. So I need 1 for the line, and then I need about 70-ish candy. So I'll throw some pineapple berries, catch what, like 10 or 12, and then just get that shiny when it shows up. And I think I'm going to call it. It's going to be 90+ degree weather here. I'm going to be in the car with the air conditioning on and drinking like an iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. But even then, I don't know if I want to be out for too long. Enough time assuming this will be the only way to encounter Galarian birds. The shiny will be more common than the non-shiny. You think so? $93 for you? Yikes, Cornholio. Yeah, what is it right now? I don't even know. I haven't looked yet. 74 right now. Ooh! Nice. It's dropped down to a high of 85 today. That's good. But then tomorrow's 93, Monday's 95, Tuesday's 95, Wednesday's 91. They gave away shiny Galarian birds for Sword and Shield. They did. I do have those. Unfortunately, they're in cherished balls and I don't have my OT. Why can't we just hunt shiny legendaries in the mainline games like we used to? Star Wars Funko Pop 742 is Darth Vader with TIE Advanced X1 Starfighter. Sweet. I own 3. I own 3 Funkos. And none of them are ones I've purchased. They've all been purchased for me. Not that I have anything against Funkos, but oh my lord, I have so many collections already. I know that if I start buying Funkos, it would just be bad news. Because I couldn't just buy 1 or 2. But one that I got that's really cool, I guarantee nobody else has this one. I think it was Christmas this past year, Shiny's got me a hefty Funko. See, there I am, holding my game controller, reading a comic book, wearing a hat, being all bald. I got shoes and a shirt. Got myself a Funko Pop of myself. You tapped on a Hisuian Growlithe and it was shiny? Oh, sweet. I still need another shiny Hisuian Growlithe. I'm jealous. Amber, good morning. You have a Pokemon collection and kind of a Funko collection. That's cool. I think Funkos are really cool, but like I said, I can't start buying them because I know myself too well. it would just be nonstop, nonstop buying. Got the Evil Green Ranger Funko Pop. It was only in Wizard World Chicago, 2017. That's crazy. That's crazy for two things. One, that's really cool that you got that. Two, I didn't know that Wizard World Chicago was still a thing. I assumed that after Wizard the magazine stopped publishing, that Wizard World stopped. Jerry, what's going on? Good to see you. Oh my gosh, Pokestar, that is true. What you said is factually correct. And signed by Jason David Frank as well. That's awesome. Did you guys know that Johto Jerry got his shiny Cyndaquil on his stream last weekend? How awesome is that? Super, super under odds. What was it, like 1,300 checks, Jerry? Got his shiny Cyndaquil and heart. Was it heart gold or soul silver? I don't even remember. I want to say heart gold. Growlithe is skewed. Your guess is Cantonian Growlithe is full odds and Hisuian is perma boosted. Ooh. 1364. No way. That's crazy. I know the odds aren't 1 in 1365, but the fact that it was one shy of 1365 is a little wild. Do I have any good Pokemon cards? Actual cards, not TCG Pocket. I don't have a lot of cards, someone silly. That's another thing. Like, I don't really collect them because I know it'll get out of control. But I'll tell you what. I got 2 cards last weekend in the mail from an amazing guy named John Struckert, one of the channel members, who sent me a package just because he's really nice. And he sent me 2 really cool full art cards. He sent me my favorite card ever made, the 151 full art Poliwhirl card. And from Silver Tempest, the full art Regidrago card, the Regidrago V card, because he knows how much Regidrago and I do not get along. John's a real one. So I haven't decided on a permanent place for them yet, but right now I just got them right here, hanging off the shelf. First there was John Legend, now there's John the Legend. I love it. Digging the thumbnail, I'm glad you do, Jerry. I do too. That was made by our very own Mantine Matt. Didn't even request it. He just DM'd me the other day. He's like, hey, I'm just messing around with making thumbnails and I put this together. What do you think? And I was like, that's incredible. Do you mind if I use it? And he said, please do. Reggie No Go. Oh my gosh. Reggie No Go. I love it. Yep. Manatee Matthew. You got to meet a lot of cool celebrities at Wizard World. That's so cool. I'd like to go to another Comic Con at some point. The only one I've been to was I went to San Diego Comic Con back in 2009. Met some cool people there. Kieran, hello. Good afternoon, my friend. The Reggie Drago I had, I know that was a terrible, terrible hunt. 16,840 checks. And the worst part is, it wasn't even the longest hunt for Reggie Drago on YouTube. It wasn't even the second longest, and it wasn't even the third longest. 2003, you went to San Diego? That's so cool. Hey, Jerry and Kieran and Matthew, if you want to jump in on this, I have a request for you guys. Um, Jerry's gonna run this because he's the only one that has access to the original file. But we need to come up with more outies, more outie messages. We just need to add to that list. I did get on a nice number. I like that it was somewhat of a round number, 16,840. I would have liked it more if it was a round number like 10. Took you through high school to save for that trip. That's really cool. You talk about these Audis and you have no clue what you're talking about. That's fair. That's why I said if you want to. I just didn't want you to feel left out. So, if anyone's not familiar with Audis, it's from the show Severance. The whole idea behind the show Severance, spoiler alert for the first episode, I suppose, is that there's people that um, have a surgery done that separates their work life from their personal life memories. So, like when you go into work, you have no recollection of your life on the outside. When you leave work, you have no recollection of what you did at work. So it's like you're two different people. And so it's a really good show. It's really interesting. But so for the people that work in the office, which are called the innies, as a reward, sometimes they'll get told facts about their outies, which is them outside of the office. And they're usually like really mundane facts, like your outie is a good swimmer, or your outie is friends to the elderly. And so thought it would be fun to make a command where you can find out what your outie does. Yeah, not even episode one spoil. I mean, it's literally the concept of the show. But like if you go in blind, like if you go into the show knowing nothing about it, go into the first episode, it's a good probably 45 minutes before you have any idea what the heck's going on. So yeah, it's the joke is that the so for if anybody wants to come up with new ones, the joke is that the facts are just so stupid and uninteresting. Um, like they're just how is that an interesting fact? That's just being a person. Except for a couple of them, which the joke is that they're so specific and usually disturbing. Like poor Kiro. Kiro is the only one on this channel since we started doing Audis, like the Audi command, that has rolled not once, not twice, but thrice. Your Audi died 6 months ago. How much do you get paid as an innie? The innies do not get paid. The Audis get paid. The innies can earn rewards like finger traps or caricature portraits. That hit too close to home, right? Jason Hammock, your Audi calls radio shows. How much does the Audi get paid? I would imagine they get paid pretty decent. They've never really talked about it on the show, but I would imagine they get paid pretty well. Kiro, your Audi enjoys the zip of Miracle Whip. That might be the first time we've seen that one. I don't remember seeing that one before. Yeah, Kiro's not really dead, thank goodness. That'd be terrible. But it's also just a really good show. It's funny, it's disturbing, and it really makes you think too. Like I remember when I was watching the first few episodes were pretty good, but then like they talked about in the show, but it didn't really hit me that like if your Audi quits and no longer works there, basically the innie is dead because the innie only exists in the office. So if they quit, they're dead. So there's like really no winning. Your Audi likes Audis and an Audi. That's right. Ooh, Matthew, you got shiny dino. I can't even be mad at you. Matthew Snyder, your Audi cried during the finale of King of Queens. You gonna go play some Roblox? All right, someone silly. Enjoy the Roblox, and thank you for being here. Jojo Jerry, your Audi owns the full Nickelback discography. Need one more shiny Kanto Doggo and one more Sui Doggo shiny Pogo. I hope you get them, Dragonic. I hope you do. I do have regular Growlithe and Arcanine. I think I have one Hisuian Growlithe. So are you the innie or the Audi? Me personally, at the moment, I'd be an innie because I'm working right now. Shine at 1884 hatches. That's crazy. That's so over odds. Do we know when season 3 is released yet? No. Kieran, knowing how TV shows work nowadays, I would say probably in about 5 years. I'd like to be able to say, this winter. Your Audi is in the multiverse and has met Loki. Could you imagine? Your Audi probably has an Audi. Wouldn't that be wild? That's a good question, Dragonic. I wonder. At least we had the Stranger Things finale this year. Yeah, over the course of like 2 months. All right, let's see. This one's for Dragonic. Let's see. Let's see what Dragonic's Audi does. I'm typing it, but I am channeling Dragonic right now. Dragonic, your Audi reads poetry in the park. Well, that's nice. Gonna have a watch party you had one with your friends for the last season? Oh, that's cool. I can't remember what I did for the last season because it was like 30 years ago. Your Audi must be in the multiverse because it's died 3 times and you made more out of it all because it's your first ever roll. Yeah, that was funny. The first roll Kiro ever did. Your Audi's dead. Yeah, Squid Game is what? Is Squid Game next weekend? 2 weeks? Is it 4th of July weekend? You don't like to read books? Well, you don't, but your Audi does. It does. It has lore. I've got my first spam call of the day. June 20, June 27th. So next weekend. Next weekend it's going to be out. Kieran, same here. I watched the first season and I really liked it. And then I saw the second season came out and I said, oh, I got to rewatch the first season before I jump into the second season. And then I never did that. If you sign up for the job, can you choose to be an Audi or an innie? If you sign up for the job, you are an innie. Well, no. No, that's not right. If you sign up for the job, then you're the Audi, and then a new version of you will be made that will be the innie. When I say made, I mean mentally. It's still you. It's still your body. Yeah, exactly, Kieran. Kieran, maybe we should do a watch along for that. Like a book club, but not as nerdy and just a TV show. Your leave days are coming up July 1st. That's awesome. How much leave do you have? Hefty's Nerdy Book Club. Cloning people, but that's legal. It's not clones, Transition Maker. It's not clones. It's you. It's just your memories are separated. It's still you though. I have to use leave up because you built it 71 days. Holy smokes! 9 in July, 9 in September. That's cool. Johto Jerry picked up a new comic featuring Wasp versus Shocker. That would be a good battle. They have similar powers. So you get paid for doing nothing? Well, mentally you're doing nothing, but you're actually doing the work. You just don't remember doing the work. How did someone come up with the idea for Severance? I think it's a brilliant idea. It's such a cool concept. It's got a lot of potential. Like the more you think about it, the more crazy it gets. There's so much like gray areas and it's wild. Your Audi's going to have a lot more fun, but their life is essentially cut in half. Exactly, Matthew. They basically lose 8 hours a day. Yeah, and the acting, Kieran's absolutely right. Enough cannot be said about the acting because you have four main characters, essentially playing eight characters. They have to play themselves like outside of work, and then they have to play themselves inside of work, and they have completely different personalities. During some rough days of work, you've had that thought process before and decided it would not be for you. No. You for sure have a well, yeah, I think that's where like the seed of the idea came from, right, Kieran? Because like, everyone's heard of like a work-life balance. And while you don't like lose your memories, I think most people do certainly act a little different or have different priorities, whether they're at home or whether they're at work. You think you're the same person inside of work and outside of work? That's just because you're just a sweetheart to everybody, Kiro. Compartmentalizing on an Uber level or multiple personalities so one has to work only. Exactly, busy. I mean, like you guys just know me as like the YouTube Pokemon hefty, but I mean there is a work hefty that like actually has to be serious, do incredibly boring work, speak with clients, be professional, um, you know, stay on top of other people that I work with to make sure they're getting their jobs done. You guys don't see that side of me, but that's definitely a side. Have 4-hour meetings, yeah. At least we went out to lunch. At work, you prefer to get things done over the phone. At home, you dodge calls for fun and prefer to text. That's why you never answer the phone while I call Kieran. What if your innie fails at their job? Then, I would assume that if your innie is that bad at their job, then the Audi would get fired, which would mean that the innie would cease to exist. You can see my soul drain away as I describe my job. I mean, yeah, I like my job. I do like my job. I'm good at my job. Um, I enjoy the people I work with, but that it's not like a job that I like to take home with me. It's not like a job that I like talking about, just because it's not that exciting. Definitely tell you have that side just by your stature. Well, thank you, JDX. Yeah, there was that one time that Dorian called me when I was at work. That was pretty funny. Navy's recent building situation with Iran. Oh yeah, yeah, Kira, absolutely. I'm sure you have to go into serious mode. Exactly, Matthew. Exactly. I like my job, but if they said, "Hey, we can't pay you anymore," I wouldn't keep doing it. Like I do it because I get paid. There's certainly other things I'd like to do instead. But you know, if they say, "Hey, we're gonna pay you for doing this," I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I can. That's fine. I enjoy doing that for money. I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much doing it for no money." You know, I've heard like, you know, find a job you love doing and you'll never work a day in your life. And then on the other side of the fence, I've heard, you know, it's called work for a reason. It's not supposed to be fun. I think both of those are probably for the most part like extremes and like not that common. But I think there's a nice balance in between there. Like find a job that you don't mind doing. Find a job that you can find joy within doing it. We all need to get jobs as Pokemon event staff. How crazy would that be? Exactly. Not everything has to be extremes. Talking about turning your hourly positions into salary. Tell them you're not signing a dang thing until it's stipulated in your contract that you'll never be required or asked to work over 40 hours a week if that's the case. I understand that. I got screwed on that once back in the day. I was working for a different company. I was probably like 22, 23 years old, and I got told that I was getting bumped up from an hourly position to a salary position. And you know, the way it was framed to me was like, you know, this was a good thing and that it was a step up, and you know, because I've been doing such a great job. And soon thereafter, we hit the busy season, and you know, I don't care what time it is, we gotta get these things done today. That type of thing. Sir Ralph, what's going on? Good to see you. So even though I got a bump in pay, when you looked at the hours I worked versus if you know what I was making when I was hourly, uh, it actually ended up being a decrease. Don't know if you could work for Nintendo with your stance on them as yeah, I don't think you could. That's for certain, JDX. That I think that'd be an interesting situation if you worked for Nintendo. I'll just say that. You already signed the salary for the Navy. You did join for money, even though you're working 70 plus hours a week sometimes. Well, it's also different, Kiro, when like you know what you're signing up for, you know what's expected, and if I can be frank, when what you're doing is that important as what you're doing, um, and you know, truly appreciate what you're doing. I do. But when you are hired for one job and then you know you're told how your job's going to work and then things get switched up on you after the fact, especially if you're young and naive like I was, um, why aren't you connecting anymore? Oh, it died. Hero the hero on and off the streams. I love that. It's so true. There we go. Landon, what's going on? Good to see you. Now, I will tell you, Matthew, that with the job that I have and the industry that I work in, there is some things that like can't wait until the next day. You know, there are some things that have hard deadlines, and so because of that, there have been times where I've had to stay late or go back in for something real quick, or you know, maybe had to pop on the computer for an hour on the weekends to take care of something. It's annoying, but you know, you know, it's like The Godfather. Like this is the life you know, this is the life I chose. Thankfully, I've been able to keep it to a minimum. And even when it does happen, the higher ups are very appreciative, and it's remembered at the end of the year. Uh, that's a good question, Kieran. So back when COVID was going on, we all worked from home for about 2 months, and then we opened up the office again. What was interesting was when we all worked from home for those 2 months, the two managing partners had a realization that if I can paraphrase The Office, we were all adults and we could get the work done whether we were being managed or not. And so they got a lot looser with the office. Now, I personally prefer an office setting. I don't like working from home. I get too distracted. Um, I prefer having a hard break in between my personal life and my work life. Going back to the whole severance idea, um, I like to be physically removed from that. So there's four people that work full time in the office again. There's a couple people that are like half and half, and there's a couple people that basically only come into the office for meetings. So yeah, our I guess unofficial stance is whatever works best for you that you get your work done is fine. But if we have a meeting in the office, we expect you to be there. The Reggies affected by Shiny Charm in Gen 7. In the Ultra Wormholes, yes. Yes, they are. Yep. Hybrid, usually on a rotation for when you're in the office, but you're fully remote at the moment for reasons. Gotcha. Gonna be the next guest star in Severance. I would love that. Saving so much on gas each year. I bet you are, Matthew. Thankfully, I only live about 5 minutes away from my office. It's like maybe 4 miles in that direction. I literally turn on the side street. I turn on this main street. That main street turns into the highway. So like I do one turn, two turn, and drive until I get to the office. It's pretty sweet. But yeah, I know myself too well, especially after working remote for those couple months, that if I worked at home, I would not be nearly as productive as I am if I'm at the office. And that's just me. That's just how I'm built. I have mad respect for people that can work from home and truly separate themselves, not get distracted, and to be productive all day. You're about 7 minutes from the old office, but folks drive like absolute wackos in the mornings around these parts. I hear ya. Matthew, did you hear the story about when I got a speeding ticket in Ohio? I'm not sure if I told anybody that really. So I went to go visit Amber and Dorian Dysart of the Dysart universe. It was January of last year, and I was there Friday through Monday. I got there Friday afternoon, stayed the weekend. That's when I got to meet AM Clockwork and Emily, and I got to meet Hack Attack 88. It was a fun weekend. But I was staying at a hotel about 5 minutes from where the Dice Hearts lived. And so all weekend, Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday night, I'm just driving back and forth. So it's Monday morning and I'm packed up. I get out, I leave the hotel. I get on the road to drive over to Amber and Dorian's. And, at this point, I'm like, you know how you get in that like muscle memory mode when it comes to driving? Like you're not really even paying attention. You're just so used to it. So I'm just driving over to their house. And then all of a sudden, this cop gets behind me and flashes his lights, and I have to pull over. And like I'm literally pulled over in the uh, community that the Dysarts live. And he said, "Do you know how fast you were going back there?" And I was like, "Probably like 33, 34, 35 miles an hour." And he's like, "Yeah." He said, you went 35 miles an hour through a school zone, like uh, while kids were getting dropped off at school. And I didn't even notice. I've been driving back and forth Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Didn't even notice that there was a school there. So Monday morning, all these kids are getting dropped off at school. This is terrible. And I'm speeding past the school. I wasn't going like the 15 miles an hour or anything. I felt so bad, but it was just like a genuine like did not notice. So I got hit pretty hard for that. Not only for speeding, but also speeding in a school zone. Why would they pull a school there? That's what I'm saying, JDX. It's their fault. This is terrible. Whilst holding the biggest grin. Kieran, that's literally how you say everything. Didn't realize there were kids at the school zone. Uh, yeah, I mean, the dude was nice, and I mean, I couldn't fight it, right? Like, there's nothing to fight. I just didn't, I just didn't notice. Um, but yeah, that hurt a little bit. But I didn't contest it or anything. I got home. I actually tried once I got to Doreen. Here's how much I just wanted to be done with. Once I got to Doreen Amber's house, like 5 minutes later, I called the number on the ticket to pay it, and they're like, "We can't find this citation. When did you say it happened?" And I was like, "About 5 minutes ago." And there's like dead silence on the phone for a few seconds, and she's like, "Sir, we haven't processed this yet. You might want to try calling back in like a week." All the kids yelling, "Are you okay, mister?" from the schoolyard. Exactly, Kieran. Mantine Matt, what's going on? Big round of applause for Mantine Matt making this incredible thumbnail that we're using today. Hopefully bringing us some luck. But that's the day that I learned that you can't pay a citation immediately. I did know, I was smart enough to know to not try and pay the cop at my car for the ticket. I was smart enough not to try and be like, "Oh, cop, here's the cash for the ticket." I didn't do that. Under 6K probably. God, I hope so. You officially reached Unk status of the youth right now. You're coming up on 30. Oh my gosh, not Unk status. A week to process citation. That's wild. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I probably could have called earlier than that, Matthew, but I think she was just trying to be safe. Like, just try to call back in like a week or so. Hey, what up, Unk? In Italy, you've seen some people do that. They pay the cop. Oh my gosh. Now I know if you do that, it might be interpreted as a bribe. Sir status incoming. No one's ever called me sir without following it up with, "Can you please leave?" Sir Hefterson, can you please leave? No way, Matthew, that's incredible. Congratulations. I can't even be mad because that's so quick. Now you're picturing Ross from Friends. I wasn't going that fast, was I, Officer Pretty? That was a great episode. Got pulled over for going 30 miles an hour on the highway. They call you Duke JDX where you're from in the Mushroom Kingdom. I like that. Duke is a flex, I feel like. You seen it in Napoli? I don't think I got to Napoli when I was over there. I'd like to go to Napoli. I would love to go back to Europe and just revisit all the places I visited when I was a teenager through adult eyes and not whiny emo teenager. I don't want to be here. I just want to hang out with my friends' eyes. 36 hatches. That's crazy. Grand Duke in the Battle Chateau in Kalos. That Battle Chateau was something crazy. I never really paid attention to it till the last time I did a playthrough. There's some reason, I can't remember what it was. There was something I needed to do that required me doing the Battle Chateau a lot. And it's pretty awesome. 6 more eggs in this batch, you'll lose your mind. Could you imagine getting a third? You hit your Rebel era in ninth grade. I was a little bit of a late bloomer with the Rebel area. I think I was about halfway through 10th grade when I got to that point. You dropped 200 pounds on clothes earlier today. Now you have buyer's guilt. Are we going to have a fashion show later, Kieran? How about this? You send me pictures of the clothes, and I'll tell you whether you should feel guilty or not for spending that money. They need to be delivered first, but okay. You don't even have them? You spent 200 pounds and you don't even have them? My goodness. You've never had a Rebel era. You played D&D and Fictional You has had the Rebel era instead. So, like, it's kind of like your D&D innie had a Rebel era. James the Catboy, what's going on? Good to see you. You hate clothes shopping in person. Does that go for, like, shoes, too? I'm old school. When it comes to shoes, suits, and certain pants, I gotta try them on. Question given I'm a Marvel expert. Hit me up, James. What you got? Your wife loves shopping in person, but you just thought that was every woman? Oh, they do. Women be shopping, am I right? Your D&D character was a funny menace to society. Can't imagine buying shoes or suits online. That's what I'm saying. Shoe size 2, rather just order them online. Your shoe size hasn't changed in 15 years. I've noticed though, Kieran, there's certain brands, particularly when you're going from like tennis shoes or what do you call them? Trackies? What do you call them, Kieran? Trainers? Trainers. If you're going from like trainers to like dress shoes, depending on the company, the sizes are a little different. Like if I bought a dress shoe in the same size that my trainers are, they don't fit the same. You wear 13 wide. Let me tell you that even though they say wide, they're not always that way. Why Shathra is a hero, but your original thought was that she's a villain. Uh, yeah, yeah. She's a villain. Um, yeah. I gotta try on shoes. You need to get the Italian clothes here. The fabric is thin and breathable for summertime. You need to head to the mall tomorrow to look. Do it. I still have a pair of leather gloves I bought in Venice. Give you that one about the dress shoes. You should probably go to the shop to buy them, but that's very rare. You have no reason to wear them. Okay, that's fair. I think we've reached a compromise here, Kieran, in our viewpoints. Yeah, like if I was gonna buy a pair of Converse, I'd probably be okay buying a pair of Converse online. It's hard to find wides for shoes there. How is Shathra a god? I don't know. Just how they wrote her. Oh my gosh, JDX. If that means what I think it means, let's remember this is a Saturday morning stream, but that's wild. That's wild. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Life, I'm trying on these clothes. This will have to wait. Ah, 17 minutes until we can open up the packs. What even the heck is that? So a huge compilation of risque jokes and kids' animation was absolutely hilarious. I love adult humor in children's movies or whatever. And I don't like, I mean, like, when I say adult humor, I mean jokes that no kid's gonna get. They're put in there solely for the parents. Cracks me up. They're clever with it. I know. The earliest one I can remember, and this one, like, this is like a core memory because it like changed my perspective on everything. When I was probably 10 or 11 years old, I was watching Saturday morning cartoons, and Fox had a lot of great Saturday morning cartoons back in the day. One of them was Bobby's World. I don't know if anybody remembers Bobby's World. It was a cartoon done by Howie Mandel. Um, great cartoon, and it was very much based on Bobby's imagination. Bobby was a little kid, and he'd be in these normal situations the kids are in, but a lot of the show was like him imagining things in his brain. And there's this one episode where Bobby and his best friend, who was a girl, in his imagination, he imagined them living underwater. I think it's the episode that spawned the classic song "Fish Don't Stink Underwater." And Bobby sees his best friend underwater, and she's an octopus. And Bobby's like, "Wait, what's going on here?" And she's like, "I'm an octopus." And Bobby goes, "That's weird. I thought only boys had tentacles." And I got the joke, and it was like I took, what was it, the red pill? It was like I became aware of the Matrix. I was like, "Oh my gosh. What else have I missed over the years?" Yes, Jerry, that's another classic one too in Animaniacs. We gotta look for fingerprints. And then Dot walks in holding Prince. That was wild. Crazy what they got away with. And let's not even start on Rocco's Modern Life. That thing was Rocco's Modern Life should have been on HBO. So DC cartoon, the girl said, "What are you wearing?" To Superman over the phone, he said blazer and fedora, and she said, "You don't know how to do this, do you?" That's crazy. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy too. Gina Bina, speaking of inappropriate humor, what's going on, Gina? How are you? There's a reason why Ren and Stimpy was also aired on MTV. And there are certain episodes that were only aired on MTV and never aired on Nickelodeon. Yeah, the creator was a wild guy. Episode of Futurama where Layla goes, "Those aren't tentacles, those are genticles," and that always stuck with you. Keith, that's hilarious. Flew in last night, and Matthew, are your arms tired? I don't think I played the Sega Ren Stimpy game. I don't remember it. You're waiting for that one? There you go, buddy. This next check is going to be check 6,000. Hero, your Audi often rips a big one right before exiting the elevator. Come on, Kiro. How rude. Here we go. Check 6,000 on the top switch. Or on the top screen, I should say. Not shiny. Sega was too ahead of its time for its own good. They sure took any deal ever. They had such a huge game library. It was crazy. Crop dusting the elevator. You sure were. Bit too much sun. Did you get burned? Gina, why hasn't this Pokemon shown yet? Shined. Got a Rattata while hunting Ghastly in Heart Gold Soul Silver. That's so cool, Keith. The only shiny I've ever gotten in Heart Gold Soul Silver was the Gyarados. I've never gotten a wild Gen 4 or 5 shiny. Rain! In the arms of Rain, how are you this morning? Hope you're doing well. Your last always takes forever. It really does, Gina. This is my penance for all the under odds hunts we got during this challenge. Sega's now is great though. Obviously they killed Sonic, but recently games, especially Shadow Generations, is pretty good. I like that Sega actually knows how to be pro-consumer now. I picked up the Sonic Generations X Generations, however you say it. I picked that up. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I hadn't touched a Sonic game, JDX, honestly, since Sonic and Knuckles. Um, but I had fun. I played through the Sonic Generations. I still got to play through the Shadow Generations. Disney Sega games were on another level. What, like Lion King and Aladdin and all that? Tired but good. Waiting on a guy to deliver a new fridge. Yours went out. Oh no! I'm sorry, Rain. Couldn't get through the sand level. Always lost to a timeout. I'm not sure if I played the sand level. You talking on Shadow or on Sonic? No save files torture. It really was. And parents just didn't understand. Parents were ahead of the game. Parents assumed you could save the games. Oh, Sonic and Knuckles. Oh, gotcha, gotcha. It's been years. I don't remember anything about it other than the fact that you could plug in Sonic 1, 2, or 3 into Sonic and Knuckles and get additional levels for those games. And the fact, obviously, that you could play as Knuckles. But any specifics with the game, I don't remember. Hunting Regice currently. Good luck on that, Landon. Lion King on SNES, right? They always thought you could pause an active Warzone online. Ah, true, true, yeah. So back in my day when I was a kid, it was like, we got to go to church, just save the game. And it's like, you can't save it. All you can do is pause it. So you had to pause it. And then, dad would get upset that you're using up all the electricity and the electricity bill's going to be high. And then, yeah. Once online gaming became a thing, it was like, just pause the game. It's like, I can't. I'm playing online with people right now. Welcome back, Matt. All of that electricity. Yeah, it just eats it right up. Pausing the game and turning off the TV for 2 hours. Find it yet? Yes, cheese. We found it. We're just going for another one for funsies. John Streckert. There's the man, the myth, the legend. John, I'm still looking for a permanent place, but for right now, I have the cards right here hanging from the shelf. So it looks like the shelf has two buck teeth. Dad's in the 90s, I'm telling you what. I like the punishment. I do. Old SpongeBob shelf. You lost your milks? How many milks did you lose? PS1 is the first to use memory cards. Are we being revisionist? Memory cards? I believe so. I believe so, JDX. Because N64 didn't have Switch or didn't have save cards or memory cards. GameCube did. I think you're right. I think it was the PS1. N64 did have save cards? I don't remember that cheese. You plug them into the controller. Oh, yeah. You're right. Your dad would have been like, turn that off because I said so at the end. Exactly. Whoops. Sega Dreamcast did too. Yeah, so I always thought, and I guess I'm wrong, or maybe it's just more complicated than I thought. Um, the whole thing about memory cards was with systems like the PlayStation, it was running on CDs. And so for the first time, you couldn't save a save file on the cartridge because they were readable only CDs. So you had to have something external to save your game on. Save cards for some games like Quest 64 and Mystical Ninja. I never played Mystical Ninja, but Quest 64 I played. I remember really liking it and then really not liking it. I remember there not really being much of an in between. VMUs. New item dupes glitch found in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, sweet. Sweet, because I never got to take advantage of one of those before it got patched out. Maybe I'll actually go back and play the game now. I freaking hate limited inventory as a mechanic in video games. I hate it. Limited inventory and breakable weapons and stuff, I hate it. The fact that I played through Breath of the Wild and played as much as I did Tears of the Kingdom shows you how much I love Zelda. Because I hate those mechanics. Back on the road you go, drive safe. Like another one was Dark Cloud. Anybody remember Dark Cloud for PlayStation? I really liked Dark Cloud, but I would only play up to a certain point because weapons would break in that game and I would just get so frustrated. Limited inventory is the worst part about Final Fantasy IV. True. The Master Sword doesn't break, but it has a cooldown period. So like at the point where other weapons would break and just be gone forever, just would no longer have energy and you'd have to wait for it to charge back up. You always mod your games to have unlimited inventory, but only for endgame. I can understand that. You love Zelda, but you can't bring yourself to play Breath of the Wild. We tried so many times. It's a fun game. Like I thought it was a fun game, but just the inventory management I hate. Everything else about it I was good with. Borderlands 1 or 2. I've never played any of the Borderlands games. Remember getting Smash Brothers Melee GameCube bundle for Christmas and Mom was mad when you told her you couldn't save. Hashtag not your Zelda. I would love another new Zelda game, but done in the classic Zelda style. Like, I mean, graphics wise, I want it to be current gen, but as far as like gameplay, I would want it to be the old school. I totally forgot the N64 had those save cards that you put into the controller. It went in like where the Rumble Pack would go, right? I still have. Do I have it here? Yep. Here's a blast from the past. Anybody remember this? Focus. Double Dragon or Streets of Rage? Streets of Rage. I personally was never a huge fan of Double Dragon. Carly May cartridge, that's right. Is that yep, that was a GameCube memory cartridge that came with Animal Crossing. Yeah, I bought the first Animal Crossing for the GameCube and I played it for about half a day. Here's the dealio. I was 22 years old, just graduated from college. I was out in the workforce, and I fire up this GameCube game that everyone's talking about called Animal Crossing. I fire it up, and I'm greeted by this raccoon named Tom Nook. And he's like, "Oh, you want to buy a house? Oh, you want to, like, have possessions? I'll loan you some money." And I'm like, "Thanks." So I get this house. I get these things. And then he's like, "Oh, by the way, you now work for me. You have to pay off your debt. Um, so go do all these jobs I give you, and you won't actually earn much money, but you will pay down the debt that you owe me." And I was like, "Oh my, this is my real life right now. This is my real life right now. I'm working full time. I barely make enough money to pay off my student loans. Yeah, no, this is too real." So I stopped playing. Yeah, Tom Nook, definitely the bad guy. I look like a Tom. Thank you. Preparing me for real life anxiety? Absolutely. Ooh, Sinners is on HBO now already? My BFF just texted me and said that Sinners is on HBO. Community Day is today. It is Jingmo Community Day. We're going to take this up to 60/50, then we're going to open up some packs. Never said there's life sim games at all, but obviously they're popular. I mean, I enjoy Animal Crossing better now that it doesn't, like, give me panic attacks. Uh, Sims. I used to play Sims on the PC, but not like actually play it. I was definitely one of those people that would build a big. I would cheat, get unlimited money, build a big house, and then take away all the bathrooms, all the doors, and tell them to fry up some bacon or something, and just watch the whole thing burn down. How have I not seen it yet? Because I haven't been to the movie theater. Didn't it come out like just a few weeks ago? I'm still not used to the life of movies in theaters now. It used to be movies would be in the movie theater for like 2, 3 months, and then they'd be gone for like 4 or 5 months, and then they would come out on home video release. Now it's like they're in the movie theater for 2 weeks, and then a week later they're streaming. Yep, I gotta watch Terrifier 2. I almost watched it last Sunday night, but then I saw it was like, was the first one like 2 hours? It was no, maybe it was no. The second one's like 3 hours, right? Anyway, the point is I didn't watch it, but I did end up watching Clown. I watched Clown on Netflix. All right, time to open up some packs. Let's do it. Let's open up some packs. I have 2 base cards left in the current set to get. I need Guzzlord EX and Jerry. I need a freaking Aggron. Squirrelbo, what's going on? Good to see you. All right, we got Metatite. We got Ferroseed. We got Looker. We got Kartana and Zeraora. Nothing there. Yeah, Jerry, no Aggron. It's a 1 one Wonder Pick token card. Excuse me, and I still don't have it. First one's basically a slasher film. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to watch Terrifier. I just haven't sat down and watched it yet. All right, here we go. From the base set, Gina, all you need is Buzzwole. Got for I almost said why do I want to say for retros? Ferrothorn, Passimian, Carvana, Passimian, and another Zeraora. Gosh. Second one's the best one. Yeah, that one's like 3 hours long. Hold on a second. Sorry, I had something in my throat. Okay, we can open up 3 more packs. Getting them Thundercats, that's right. I am very good at getting Zeraora. You just need Aggron, but you already found someone to trade with. Good for you, Slowpoke. Alright, we got Shinx. We got Beastite. We got Morlul, Lilligant, and Decidueye. Mewtwo, I haven't had a lot of luck in the last few sets, but this one definitely not. I've only gotten a handful of chase cards. Alright, we got Luzamine, Aeron, Mantine, nice. Trevenant, and there's that butt Metacham again. Let's check Wonder Picks real quick. What in the world is that Metacham design? That's the one, Matthew. I don't know if you heard about it, but Kem's daughter loves that card. It cracks her up because she thinks it looks like a big butt. All right, do we got anything good here? Not a single card in Wonder Picks that I need. All right, one last pack. The hefty card, it's the last one you need in the streamer set. Yeah, Jerry, absolutely. Last pack magic, here we go. We got Morlul, Shinx, Sharpedo, Sandile, and, oh lord, Dartrix. Nothing but stinkers today. Dang it, Jerry. Alright, let's head back. Okay, back to the hunt we go. Actually, I have a use, you can just play the game like it's meant to be. I don't like the game, though. I don't do a lot of battling. The only time I battle is if I need to battle to get cards. All right, next up is Guess the Plush. This is the part of the stream where you guess the plush. I have a Pokemon plush sitting right in front of me. It's right here. Yeah, guess what Pokemon it is. Let's go. New set soon, which means more solos, which means more hourglasses. That's true. Jerry, I am going to make, well, I'm going to do two things, Jerry. Thank you for asking, by the way. So now that we have a date on when ZA is coming out, I will be, for the 48 days prior to it coming out, I will be releasing a short, one each day, for each of the shinies that we got. So, like, you know, day one will be the, I don't remember what the first one was, you know, Blaziken or whatever. The next day will be the Swampert. The next day will be the Sceptile, etc., leading up to all 47 shinies. And then the final day beforehand, I will release a compilation of all of them as an actual video. Tremors plush, and by that you mean Earthworm. Rain, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I love it. Unfortunately, it's not correct. Not Ditto Espeon, not Slowpoke. I mean JDX. I know the fundamentals. Like I know how to battle. Um, I just don't enjoy it too much. Picky Peck, no. Give us a hint. We've had like 5 guesses, and you want a hint already, Gina? What even the heck? Swampert, no. Charge-a-bug, no. I'm one of the rare ones. My mom tells me I'm special. Dangmo, no. Mantine, no. Pinsir, no. Alright, you want a hint, Gina? I'll give you a freaking hint. Cubone, no. Your hint is this is a rock-type Pokemon. Granados, no. Rockruff, no. Shuckle, no. Geodude, no. Not Onyx, not Geodude, not Tyranitar. Not Cloth. Does it sit? It is a sitting cutie, yes. Mom tells you you're beautiful just like her. She's right. Larvitar, no. Roly-Poly, no. Gigalith, no. Dwebble, Mantine Matt guessing Dwebble. That is not correct, but Kiro got it. It is Regirock. Whoops. Good job, Kiro. You win. Indeed. I don't even know how it goes. Kind of looks like it is. It's more similar to a Dwebble than an Articuno. You're correct about that, Mantine Matt. Chem Nation, what's going on? Yeah, it can sit. It's got legs. He sits down, see? He's sitting. Well, he's falling over, but he's sitting. And to Chem Country today, gonna watch 28 years later. I hope you enjoy it, Scrobo. I heard it's got a 39% on Rotten Tomatoes. He sits in his Reggie rocking chair. Kieran, that right there, that's why you're a mod. Yeah, Mewtwo, you get half a point. All right, we are now in the them legs seem dirty. They do. They need to be washed. We're now in the final mini game. We're not a big fan of 28 Years Later. Just saw it last night. I need to rewatch 28 Days Later, and I still don't think I've watched 28 Weeks Later. But I'll probably see 28 Years when it comes out on streaming, which apparently, with the way movies are nowadays, will probably be, next week. Oh, by the way, yeah, Man Team Matt, you can absolutely have 3/4 point. I haven't shown you guys my shirt. Check out this shirt I'm wearing today. Got this shirt in the mail yesterday. Yeah, so let's guess Marvel superhero. That'll be your last thing of today. It finally came. It sure did. It only took 7 months. Very Canadian. I can't wait to wear this shirt out about in town and have people give me weird side eyes. It's not Black Panther, not Vulture, not Stan Lee, although I guess technically he's in this, not Deadpool, not Wolverine, not Titanium Man, not Side Eyes, not Punisher. The Punisher Epic Collections are so expensive. I want them so much, though. Not Adam Warlock. Not Captain Canuck. Not Colossus. Not Howard the Duck. Not Magic. You guys are never going to get this one. Not Carnage. Not Squirrel Girl. Not Beast. Not White Panther. Not Obnoxio the Clown. Not Gambit. Not The Thing Again. Not Professor Pepper X. Professor Pepper X. Not Black Knight. Not Emma Frost. Not Batman. Not Storm. Not Jeff. Jeff just had a new comic come out this week. I genuinely thought this was going to be like the first name guessed. Not Moon Knight. Not Blade. Not Blade. Not Sun Knight. Not Robin. Not the Avengers, not Philadelphia Collins, not Captain America, but look at Johto, Jerry, and Go Looper back to back, busting out the Spider-Man. It is, in fact, the Amazing Spider-Man, Great Power. This is, number 1. Every Spider-Man comic from 1962 to 1964. This is where it all started. Very happy to finally get this one. Look at that. Amazing Fantasy 15 first appearance of Spider-Man. They didn't. You know what, Kim? I've never noticed that. On the original cover, there was no hyphen. But look, here's pages 2 and 3. He's already been bitten. He's already jumping on buildings. Pages 4 and 5. He's finding out all about his powers. And then he's wrestling people. He's building some web shooters. And then he lets a criminal go, and then his Uncle Ben is murdered, so he chases down the murderer. And he finds the murderer, and it turns out to be the same guy that he let go. And he learns that great power has to come great responsibility. That's like 10 pages. Also, how rare is this? Look, he's got pupils. Spider-Man's got pupils in that picture. How crazy is that? What else do I want to show you? There's a lot of stuff in this book. I was very excited about this one. Here's the first Vulture. Here's the first Dr. Octopus. First Sandman. First Lizard. First Electro. First Mysterio. First Green Goblin. And first Kraven the Hunter. All that in this first book. It's wild. Wrestling Manager doesn't pay Spider-Man. The Raimi film is also in the burning alongside Jason Alexander and Fisher Stevens. I don't even know who that person is. Who is that, Kim? I really need to watch The Burning, apparently. It's got all the famous people. Jason Alexander, Fisher Stevens, the Wrestling Manager. Yeah, Rain, isn't it? And I don't know why Rain. It's literally just in that one panel. It's nowhere else in the entire book. Just that one panel he's got pupils. Yeah, Jerry, it's so crazy going back and reading these old comics that, like, everyone's familiar with now because of movies and stuff. How much, like, Stan got accomplished in just a handful of pages. Pupil Spider-Man, aka Peter Peeker. Again, this is why Kieran is a mod. I don't know how he does it. He said, I've got a story to tell, and 95% of it involves a kid in a costume. Exactly. Like, remember that Fantastic Four movie that came out with Michael B. Jordan, done by the guy that did Chronicle? Remember that movie? I think everyone loved that movie. Remember how the Fantastic Four didn't get their powers until like towards the end of the movie? In the original comic, they got their powers on like page 2. If you like pickles, he'd be called Peter Piper. He would. When they started a series called Ultimate Spider-Man back in, I think it was 2000 or 2001, with the idea being they were going to kind of like separate from the regular Spider-Man, but they were going to like relaunch Spider-Man for a whole new generation. So it'd be like instead of if Peter Parker got his powers in 1962, what if he got them in the year 2000 and all that kind of like a reboot, like to get new readers. It took 6 issues, 6 issues for Peter Parker to become Spider-Man. That's some decompressed writing. Never actually watched the Fantastic Four movies. Not any of them have been stellar yet, Rain. I do have some optimism for this new one that's coming out next month. But you haven't really missed much, Rain, to be honest. Great superhero team, not so great with the adaptations. The second one was decent back when they had like Jessica Alba and Michael Chiklis and Chris Evans. The second one was decent. They did a good job with Silver Surfer in that one. Uh, but other than that, I can't believe this thing hasn't been shiny yet. And I was thinking about this morning, I don't think anybody else in the community is like in the middle of like any really long hunts. So I think I'm the one now with the really long hunts. I think that's me now. I mean, Chem Nation has gotten what, 5 shinies? 5 shinies in his platinum badge quest, and every single one of them has been under odds so far. Is it 4 or 5? 4. He's on 5. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Cranidos is gonna be number 5. Regitato Part 2. I really hope not, John. I really hope not. We still got a ways to go. We literally have over 10,000 more checks before we get to Regitato numbers. Kiro, you're Audi bathed solely in Harvest peach flavored Yoplait brand yogurt. That's weird, Kiro. That's a weird thing that your Audi does. Regidactyl at this point, pretty much. 8 shinies and 500k plus experience. Pretty nice community day. Dang! That's a lot of experience. When's Eevee Community Day? Is that in 2 weeks? Is that the weekend of the 4th? I'm gonna knock out my Eevee Evolutions research that I gotta do for level 42. I've already gotten Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon, but I still gotta get the Umbreon, Espeon, Sylveon, Leafeon, and Glaceon. 5th and 6th of July, perfect. Yeah, Kira, I wouldn't share that information with anybody. You might get some strange looks. What is it about the like goal of 25? This happens every stream, and I just think it's funny. We never have a problem getting someone to give me a like goal of 25. We never have a problem someone giving me a like goal of 45. We never have problems with any of those. But no one ever notices when we hit 25 likes, myself included. You got one lucky shiny, your friend got 98% from it. Sweet. Tyler Shanks, what's going on? I'm doing well. I'm glad you are too. Playing some Animal Crossing New Horizons. Oh my goodness, that's a different game name than usual. So yeah, can we get a like goal of 35, please? Someone drops me a like goal of 35. I'll pin it up in the chat. Like goals are hard. I know, Jerry. I know. One day you'll get it right. Thank you, John Struckert. And thank you to the 64% of you that think we're going to get the shiny Aerodactyl first. And to the 12 of you that said, I'm going to sneeze so hard I mess my pants. It's good to know what you think of me. What was the Mon and the superhero? Matthew, the Mon was Reggie Rock. And apparently Gina does not believe that Reggie Rock's allowed to sit down. She threw a little stink fit when she found out that it was a sitting cutie. She did not think that was appropriate for Reggie Rock to be able to sit down. I don't know why, but you know, there's just no logic that you can place on beliefs like that. And then the superhero was Amazing Spider-Man. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again, but this is book number 1, Matthew. It's all the original Amazing Spider-Man comics from 62 to 64, including not only the first appearance of Spider-Man, but the first appearance of such people as the Vulture, Dr. Octopus, the Sandman, Electro, the Lizard, Mysterio, Craven, and the Green Goblin. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Man Team Matt's right. It was Dwebble and Man Spider. I actually have the Man Spider comics. We might get to those someday. Anybody remember that from the old Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s? That whole storyline where Peter tried to get rid of his powers and he accidentally gave himself extra arms, so he had like 6 arms. And then he tried to fix that and he ended up becoming a man spider. So you need to dig around yours and get some sent off. You got the first Spider-Man 2099. Sweet. Remember that from the cartoon? Yeah. It was a pretty crazy storyline, but based off comic. You just woke up. You're up until 11:58 p.m. trying to catch a barrel eye, a fish that is out all year, only from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Just happy you got the dang thing. Well, congratulations on getting it, Tyler. That's amazing. I've been thinking about restarting Animal Crossing. It seems like a lot of people are doing that right now. A lot of people are starting new islands on Switch too. You know nothing about the lore if it weren't for the nice cartoon. That's fair. And I will say that while, kind of like with X-Men, while the specifics may have been changed, a lot of the storylines done in the Spider-Man cartoon as well as the X-Men cartoon were based off of things that happened in the comics, which I really appreciate. It's cool to see things that you've read about kind of come to life. I wish they would do more of that in cartoons today, and frankly in the movies, instead of coming up with brand new storylines altogether. You've been wanting to go back to AC. Should we do like a channel-wide Animal Crossing relaunch? Should we all just start a new island and then become friends and visit each other and steal stuff from Jerry's house? You're a game for that? Like I don't know. Like let me clarify what I'm saying here. I don't know if I would ever stream Animal Crossing. Um, I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I don't know if I would. But I'm thinking more of just like, let's build a community, like a neighborhood, if you will. Let's start a new island. Just try and get different cute villagers. Your first town have mainly sheep. You don't think sheep are cute? Sad. You never played an Animal Crossing game? I got heavy into New Horizons 2 years ago for about a month, month and a half, 2 months maybe. Um, but I lacked the motivation to continue. I got to the point where all the initial stuff's done, right? Like, here's my experience, based off of how little I played Animal Crossing. The first several days, probably the first couple weeks, are pretty serious gameplay because there's a lot of stuff that you have to like get started, right? And then after that, there's things that will happen after you reach certain criteria. So like once every couple days, you're building up to like the next thing. Uh, and then you kind of get to a point where the grind really begins. In my experience, where you're doing your dailies, you're saving up that monies, you're, you know, collecting things that grew, you're planting new stuff, but then really you're waiting for the next thing, which is either going to cost a lot of money or take some time. And so then it's like, okay, it's time to kind of explore. Let's work on the library stuff. Let's see if I can catch some more bugs or some fish or whatever, find some fossils. Um, but then that's where it's really about like the grind starting, where you have to have that dedication. Like, I'm going to do this every day. And short term, there's not going to be a lot of reward, but it's because I'm building up to something that will be worth it in the long run. And that's where I typically kind of fall off because I'm a terrible player. New Horizons is definitely different from the others, like how your tools can break in New Horizons. Never did that. Oh, I didn't know that didn't do that in previous games. So backlogged on games, snagged a few the old Tomb Raider games for a few bucks on Steam, and that's top of your to-do list. Fair enough. Also, let me say publicly, Manty Matt, congratulations on getting yourself a copy of Pokemon Conquest. That's awesome. Have you fired it up yet? Sheep are adorable. You went out your way to get all your current sheeps. Nice. Yeah, I've seen some people. I've seen Carly May Cross. Well, at the time she was Carly May Crossing. I've seen Carly May. I've seen Amber, the Dice Art Universe, do the strategy, not too much unlike shiny hunting of like trying to get particular uh, characters to be on the island. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure if I would ever do that, but there's certainly certain ones I think are pretty cool that I enjoy more than others that I'd like to get. Yeah, I might fire up the old Animal Crossing. Might have double splurged and found OGDS the capture card. Oh, no way. That's incredible. Matt, let me know when you get that. Took you forever to find Cherry. Now, which one is Cherry? You can just give me like an animal. You don't have to give me like a whole description. I know like virtually none of the names. Red dog. Okay. All right. I think I know which one you're talking about. I'd like to get a frog. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I do like frogs. I know there's a few. Surprisingly cheap, all things considered. Been so been snagging a few gems from the DS to play. That's pretty sweet. Muffy the sheep with her cute black lipstick. Of course you'd like it. That's awesome, Rain. Made a decent way into playthrough of Animal Crossing, but that was last year since you played, so you have no idea what to do or how to play anymore. Kieran, imagine How many weeds do you have right now? Your island is probably overrun with weeds at the moment. I mean, mine probably is too. Weeds and flowers everywhere. Yeah. That's something I do want to do. Before I do anything, like before I do anything like start a new island or something, I do want to go check out my old island and see how terrible it looks right now. I also we have a great mod and an amazing person named Ron G. He's also known as the OG. He gifted me a ton of stuff in Animal Crossing. So many cool things. Before I do anything with the island, I would want to get a hold of somebody that I trust that I could like give them the stuff that Ron gave me. And then after my new island is established, get all that stuff back because I wouldn't want to lose all that amazing stuff that Ron gave me. Where the heck is this Aerodactyl? Welcome back, Mewtwo. You made a custom flag. It's a Slowpoke head. I love it. Hat 10, what is going on? It's been a long time. How have you been? Keep telling yourself you need to play Tears of the Kingdom, got on release and never touched it. I need to get back into it. I'm especially interested now that I got the Switch too. Because it's got all the gizmos and gadgets and stuff. And I think I might just start a whole brand new save file. Oh, your phone taken for a while, but you're right now your mom is just kind of letting you be on it. No, nice, nice. Well, it's good to see you. I hope everything's been going well. Kieran, I got an idea. You, me, Saturday night your time. Um, Netflix, Hellbound, and Tears of the Kingdom. When you get back on Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, still have Viridian City, Shiny Hunting Nidoran. Oh, the freaking Shiny Nidoran in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I hate it. I hate it so much. Literally, the first thing I shiny hunted in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were the Nidoran, and literally the last thing I got were the Nidorans. Both of you assume that you have control of the TV. That's fair. New light goal. Thank you so much, Kat. I've never played the Hyrule Warriors games, Matt. I'd like to try those out. I think I misunderstood what those were at first. When I first heard about Hyrule Warriors and I saw like not gameplay but like pictures of it, I thought it was like a Street Fighter type game. But I don't think it is. Oh, went a ton of phases for Nidoran, Matthew. I can't even count how many Rattatas and Spearows I came across. But the worst part is, Matthew, after I finally did get the male and female Nidoran lines in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, when I started hunting for things in Sword and Shield, I phased multiple times on multiple hunts on a female Nidoran. Yep, shiny hunting for Aerodactyl in two different games. The top game is Ultra Sun, the bottom game is Shield. Played Hyrule Warriors way back when. I know there's one on the Switch and a sequel coming to Switch too. Yep. Yep, I know there is that new one coming out for the Switch too. And so like that's kind of what's kind of re-piqued my interest in looking into it. Cause I think those games are different styles than what I originally thought they were. Yeah, my shiny luck works in weird ways sometimes. They're super fun. I gotta check them out. Kieran, what if I send you a television? I wonder how much it would be to ship a TV to the UK. Probably like $20, right? Which reminds me, does anyone here know Meow Mix? Is anyone familiar with the channel subscriber Meow Mix? At least it's Meow Mix on Discord. Not the cat food brand, the person. I've been debating finding an old Wii U to play some stuff on there. You should. I still got my Wii U set up. I got set up in the man cave. Yeah, Meow Mix won our our anniversary giveaway, and I sent Meow Mix 2 boxes of the 151 uh, boxes from Costco, and I haven't heard from them whether they received them or not. Game Store had one on Father's Day, but Conquest beat it out. I think you made the right choice. Okay, should be here in a few days as well. Sweet. What if they show multiple new megas on your birthday in the direct? I'll be excited, but I'll also cry. Yeah, if during the Pokemon Presents on July 22nd, if they show new megas for existing Pokemon, we will start hunting those as well. Yeah, Manty Matt, July 22nd, a month from tomorrow. I think we'll see 1 or 2 new megas. I think so too. Please let it be something easy to hunt. Mega Mantine boycott. Amen. Mega Charizard Z. I don't want to get another Mega Charizard. I don't want to get another Mega Mewtwo. But I know it's going to happen. We already got 2 shiny Charizards. We already got 2 shiny Mewtwo's. I don't want to get a third. And A through W. Ooh, A and W. I could go for some root beer today. You've seen the so-called leaked list of stuff? Thank you for saying so-called. I'm aware of 1 or 2. I've tried my best to not pay attention to that stuff for 2 reasons. One, if it's fake, I don't want to be invested in something that's fake and then be disappointed when it doesn't happen. 2, if it's real, I don't want to have all the fun and excitement and mystery spoiled for me already. And Charizard, exclamation point and question mark. Go, Mega Charizard! Nothing beat X and Y trailers. I don't remember the trailers. I'm gonna have to go back and look at them. Starting down doing that with the games you follow. Yeah, so like I'm not like against spoilers and stuff. Like I'm not like a hardcore like you know I don't know I don't know what word I'm trying to look for. So Gen 2 through Gen 7, I was all about the spoilers. Um I knew everything that I could possibly know about the game for months before it came out. There was nothing new to me. I'd like memorized the decks of new Pokemon before they'd even come out. I spoiled the heck out of myself. I mean, back when Gen 2 came out in Japan, like I can't remember them anymore, but I legit knew all the Pokemon by the Japanese names, and I had to relearn the names when they were announced in English. Um, but then it was about the time that um, Legends Arceus came out. When Legends Arceus came out, I don't know why, I didn't want to know too much. And so, like, uh, I never knew what the final evolutions of the starters were, the Hisuian evolutions. And so I found out about them, like, as I played. Um, And so I took a step further. And so when Scarlet and Violet came out, I didn't watch anything or look at anything other than official Nintendo releases and trailers and stuff. So that was a lot of fun. When I was streaming my vanilla playthrough of Pokemon Scarlet, playing the game for the first time with a whole bunch of people watching everything, I was seeing Pokemon for the first time ever. It was so cool. I'll never forget streaming and getting to the water and seeing Finizen for the first time and saying, "Oh my God, they finally made a dolphin Pokemon." It was so cool. And so now, I just it was such a cool feeling. I want to keep that feeling going. So now with future games, I try and not know anything other than what's officially released by Nintendo. But I completely understand wanting to know everything as soon as you can find out about it. So I'm not against people spoiling themselves, but now I'm in the camp where I don't want to be spoiled. Remember how bored you were not being able to watch all the Scarlet and Violet stuff because you got your copy 5 days late and you didn't want to spoil yourself till then? Yeah, I get that too. There were like with Arceus, I got it on release day, but I didn't get it until like the end of the day, like after work. So there were some streamers that were playing Arceus on release day, and I watched up to a certain point. And once they got to like a certain point, I was like, I gotta stop watching. Insurgents had some fire designs, yeah. I personally think that the starters are gonna get new forms, and those forms may be in the form of megas. I think megas would make the most sense. But I don't know, and I don't want anyone to confirm or deny that. I think I think it's more likely that they will get a mega form than a regional form. But I don't want anyone to say if I'm correct or not. Wait, which game? Which game? Oh, Insurgents. I've heard of Insurgents. I've never played it. I've only played a few ROM hacks over the years. Don't think original forms would make sense though, because we're already in Kalos. Well, yeah, I agree. You wouldn't put it in ROM hack territory. I know I'm using the term very loosely in the same way that I refer to like Poke Rogue as a ROM hack. I know it's not correct. It's just a quick and easy way for me to say fan made games. But I should correct myself. Matt, what the heck is that? Mantine Matt. I love it, but I don't know what it is. I thought Aerodactyl and Bomb Switch was a shiny Corviknight. How crazy would that be? Actual commercial for Ruby Sapphire? Is it really? That's neat. I like that. I should do that. Maybe I'll do that later this weekend. Go back and watch all the old school commercials. You know what's really neat? Reading old comics is um, probably about 4 or 5 months ago. I was reading for the first time a run of Iron Man that started in '98 and went through like 2002, and seeing the old ads in the comic books for Pokemon Red and Blue. That was really neat. Yeah, Mewtwo, that's exactly the one. Yeah, he sent me pictures of the Blaziken, Jigglypuff, and Duskull. She's trying to find your old Pokemon and like post pictures of them. You want to know if you should keep their designs or remake them? Yeah, absolutely, Cat. We got a channel on the Discord for fan art. You can throw them in there. What do we start at today? 56.75? Oh, you still don't have a Discord? Ah, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, without that, I'm not sure how I'd be able to see the photos. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. And that is a perfect segue for me to promote something. There is a brand new, it's on the thumbnail. Yeah, but I can't look at the thumbnail right now because I'm streaming. There is a brand new feature on the channel exclusively for mobile. If you're on the mobile YouTube app and you go to my channel, there'll be a button that'll say something about community. And under community, you can actually post now on my YouTube channel. It's like a Discord, but built into YouTube. So that would be a perfect way to do that, Cat, is if you're on mobile, go to my channel, click on the community button, and then you can make a post on my channel with your photos. And you can only use mobile. It's perfect. You have a pet hamster in Animal Crossing, as in you have a hamster cage that has a hamster in it. You got from one of the slingshot balloons, and that felt like it wasn't cool. That's kind of weird. Having a pet hamster in Animal Crossing is kind of weird. You gave it to a hamster village tiger, or oh, hamster villager Tyler. Seems like it'll be abused really, really quickly. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I mean, there's different features on it, Mantimat. Right now, I have it left open because I just want to see how it goes. See if anybody even checks on it or pays attention. If it starts to get crazy, there is an option where nothing will post without my permission. Hefty Mom, what's going on? Good to see you. But yeah, you can set it up so that I have to approve it before it'll post. You like your pet hamster? You don't have a hamster villager yet? I've never had a hamster. Still no shiny hefty, Mom. You're a weed woman for 2 hours this morning. You pulled all those weeds? I've heard of Hamtaro. I've never watched it. Carly taught you how to care for your pet turnips. Yeah, she's good at that. AC and DC, those are good names. Oh, crap ton of picks. I'm not sure what the limit is, Cap, but try and put as many as you can in one post. If it's similar to regular community posts, the limit might be 5. Yes, Slowpoke, I will be streaming tomorrow. Think he's tired of flapping his wings? Absolutely, Mom. Absolutely. If he was smart, he would just hurry up and be shiny so I can catch him and put him away and he can take a nap. Had a rainy day in Animal Crossing yesterday. Caught 4 coelacanths, donated 1, sold 2, and kept 1 as a pet. I never thought about that. So in Animal Crossing, you know how you have to collect the bugs and the fish for the library? I guess you can keep them if you want and keep them as pets, huh? All right, Slowpoke, have a great rest of your day. Congratulations on all the success with Community Day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Coelacanths, that's how it's pronounced. I have no idea. I don't know big words. You say relicanth? That's fair. Gonna take some pics and post them? Sounds good. Some words be evil like that. What is up with words? You kept a shark in Animal Crossing, but it's funny they put it in the smallest pool. Poor little guy. That's what relicanth is, a coelacanth? Yeah, it makes sense. I just didn't know how to pronounce it. No one ever taught me. I missed that day in school. What's the deal with words? Matthew and Jerry, what are you two doing later on today? I didn't bother asking last weekend because I knew Matthew was getting ready for his trip. Sounds like we're playing MK. If Jerry's down, Relic and Coelacanth, it is a perfect blend. There's nothing I like more than a good portmanteau. Aside from spending time with the wife, don't think you're doing much, so nothing important. You don't have anything important going on today. Coelacanths were back around the dinosaur era, and they were thought to have gone extinct, but recently rediscovered when Animal Crossing was released. No way, that's crazy. Eric, good morning. How you doing, Eric? Matthew, I've been, when I say Matthew, I mean Matthew Snyder. If I'm talking about Man Team Matt, I'll probably say Matt. But Matthew Snyder, I have been doing a lot of roaming in the free range. And Jerry and I found out yesterday that I've done officially half of the P-switches. I've done 197 P-switch challenges. And I found out yesterday there's 394. Till about 6 p.m. It's not your time. 3 p.m. Jerry's time. That works for me if it works for Jerry. Just woke up. Minus 3, 4. Ooh, you slept in. You still haven't gotten to the overworld. So in free range, like, when you're just like roaming around, do you unlock more characters that way? No, it's mostly stickers. It's mostly stickers. I think you still like brand new characters you unlock doing the cups, and then the foods unlock the outfits, but the challenges and some other things give you the stickers. But so as you're roaming around the game, you'll see P switches, either like out in the open or they might be like hidden in places. And they give you little mini challenges, little timed mini challenges, whether it's like collect 8 coins or reach the goal before everybody else or, fly through the hoops or whatever. And anyway, there's almost 400 of those challenges. But it's helped me. Like the nice thing for me, like, someone that's terrible at the game like me is it helps me to get better with the mechanics of the game. And also, Man Team Matt, thank you for rejoining the Poliwag party. Let's get some hype in the chat for cool boy Man Team Matt. Caught every sea creature that comes out in June. Good job, Tyler. Time to attempt to post. Let me know how it goes, Cat. I think, as far as I know, you're gonna be the first person to post in the community. So let me know how it goes. It was a hard fought emote right there. I'm glad you can use it again, Matt. You know what? In fact, I'll show you a couple. Here you go. Here's some rare non-Pokemon stuff happening over here. I took a couple of clips. Let me show you a couple of the P-switch challenges that I've done. This one I was really proud of. So take a look at the bottom screen. You bought the last 2 Yoshi colors you need, so you have all 4 color Yoshi in plush form. Nice. Finished almost finished all the CCs. You haven't played as much as you like. I'm almost done with 150. I haven't done any of the 50 or 150 yet. Or no, I've done almost all the 100. I haven't done any of the 50 or 150 yet. So in this one, I gotta get to the goal before the train. So it's a lot of, that type of stuff. Let's see, what's this one? Oh, this one's getting the coins. I gotta get all 8 coins before the timer runs out. And so, like, this is teaching me a lot about whether it's like riding walls or whether it's like riding rails. There's that one. That one took me a while. Let's see, what's this one? Perform tricks without plunging lava pools. Oh, yeah, this one had a lot of wall riding. That was rough. This one, okay, again, I gotta beat the train on this one. I gotta get there before the train does. And honestly, I think this one's a little scuffed. I think I fudged it a bit. And this is the last one we'll watch. Again, I gotta get the 8 coins. This one was tough. This one was tough because you gotta be real precise about how far you jump. Anyway. Oops. I've been having a lot of fun with those. Back in my day, playing on train tracks was frowned upon. Now we're here encouraging it. I know, right? All right, I think we'll take this up to 6,300. Here's the thing, Jerry. Like the way my brain works, like with video games, is I guarantee I'm not gonna be a better racer whatsoever. I've trained my brain on how to be good at these challenges. My brain won't apply that knowledge to my racing. Posted, we gotta go now. Bye everyone. See ya, Cat. Thanks for being here. Because like I noticed that like the other day I was doing I think the next to last cup in the 100cc. And I just spent like an hour and a half doing those challenges, and then I went to the cup, and I just raced like I always race. Really good in 20-second increments, yeah. I got the knowledge, but I don't have the application. Still have a picture from your very first win in Mario Kart. That's sweet. Also, one thing about I gotta grab the game. I heard that there's some upgrades to Super Mario Odyssey as far as like graphics and stuff. I want to do that today. I might just do like a speed run through Odyssey this afternoon. Trying to hold off for ZA Edition Switch 2. Seems like the Direct will be the time to show up. That would be pretty sweet. Brain never remembers stuff to increase your gameplay unless it's Overwatch related knowledge. Exactly, Rain. Like I have learned how to do these challenges. I know what's expected of me of these challenges. I have not applied any of that to my actual racing. In my head, they're two separate things. Lunala, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, no worries. I knew what you were saying. Whoops. I am, thank you. Should have held off for ZA Switch, but eh. Well, here's what I figured, Jerry. Whether we want to or not, Jerry, when Gen 10 comes out, we're probably going to have to get a second Switch too. Because that's just how we're built. So we can get the Pokemon Switch 2 for that. Ape together strong, that's right. I've officially retired the Switch Lite. It's now down here with all my other handheld gaming systems. No shiny. Come on. You definitely got a special edition, special Pokemon edition Switch too. It would look so good next to your Let's Go Switch. Oh, that's cool. The only I've never had a special edition console other than my Gold and Silver Game Boy Color. This is the only one. Everything else has just been like a standard, usually standard color too. This is John. This is by far the longest on the challenge. Um, Heracross went over 5,000. Everything else went under like 2,200. This is by far the longest challenge. Scarlet Violet OLED, now that is Asian Zombies went to Switch Lite. That's so sweet, Matt. Now that you own Sword, you could do Zygarde DA with 2 Switches. You sure can. Love that Game Boy. It's so cute. I agree. I've been thinking about sometime maybe later this year getting an old school Game Boy, like the old like gray brick, like the first edition Game Boy. I don't have mine anymore. I gave mine to a friend of mine in college after I got the Game Boy Color. I'd like to get it again, and thankfully they're not that expensive. I've been able to see some on eBay for like 50 or like 40 or 50 bucks. I just think it would be neat to have that. And then maybe sometime down the road, I never had an SP. I just never picked it up. Like I was good with the Game Boy Advance that I had, and then the DS that I had after that. So it'd be neat to get an SP just to add to the collection. Now you've had the OLED for a few weeks. It looks amazing in handheld, doesn't it, Matt? It's incredible how much nicer the OLED screen looks in handheld. You still have your SP? Nice. Yeah, I just went straight from the, old school purple Game Boy Advance to the first Nintendo DS, which was also like a big gray brick, which I no longer have. Have any desire to get fancy SP with like a modernized screen and whatnot? Um, Probably not, Jerry. Like because of the reason I want to get like the Game Boy, for example, because like you can do that too. You can get like an old school Game Boy, but with modern technology like customized into it. But the reason I want to get it is just kind of like the nostalgia and the archival factor to it. So not really like for playing. Like I don't have any reason that I would want to play on an SP. So I would probably just want like an old school SP. You went from Game Boy Color to 3DS. That's quite the jump. Ari, you've been here lurking and sleeping. I hope both have been wonderful for you, Ari. I just realized this is the last. Yeah, this is the last 2 checks. Sad. So unless we get a buzzer beater, John, on these last 2 checks, it looks like we're going to be continuing this tomorrow. But before we do these checks, I have some thank yous to make. We got some amazing people coming in today. Skull with the 29 months of membership, Shinies with the 29 months, Jason Hammock with the 17 months, and Mantine Matt rejoining the Poliwag party. Thank you all so much. And thank you to everyone that's been hanging out with me today. Thank you to the mods as well. Oh my gosh. And sneaking in here last second, there's Ari with the 30 months of membership. My goodness gracious. Very swag, Ari. Thank you to all the mods for being wonderful people. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Let's do these last 2 checks. And Mantine Matt with the 22 months of membership. My goodness gracious. Thank you so much. No shiny on the Ultra Sun. How about on the Shield? No shiny. 6,300 and no shiny yet. Well, thank you all so much for being here. We'll be back tomorrow. Good luck to everybody on Community Day if you haven't done that yet. Hope it goes well for you. Hope you get everything you want. Hope you get all the cards you want in TCG Pocket Packs. Hope you enjoy playing your video games and playing with your hula hoops and roller skates and whatever you're doing. We'll be back tomorrow. Take care. Make sure you do something nice for someone today just because it's the right thing to do and for no other reason. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.